So whenever we work with applications, there can be three different types of errors. One is actually compile time error. Second one is runtime error. Third one is actually, this is called as fatal error or errors. Okay, these are mostly related to OS. Related to, it is actually resource allocation. Okay, related to resource allocation. Or related to memory. Okay, when we get fatal errors, we need to restart computer. But compile time errors or errors, before we compile, we get those errors. Okay, when those errors are found by the compiler, in that case, it can't compile, it can't convert the given source into intermediate language. It is called IL. When you work with the .NET, this is called as IL. IL stands for intermediate language. Okay, runtime errors are those which, when application is running at that time, you get errors. So these errors are what exactly? Runtime errors. Okay, these are going to be runtime errors. A equal to 0, B equal to 0, both are valid. But when you try to divide A with the B, okay, at the time you get error. So this is what exactly runtime errors. Runtime errors we can handle with the help of the try catch blocks. Whatever code you are trying to execute, you can put in the try block, and whenever you find any exception you can catch in the catch block. The structure is something like this here. Try keyword we have, followed by set of curly brackets, starting curly bracket, closing curly bracket. This is called as here try block. And corresponding to this, you have a catch block. If you find any runtime errors, you can catch in the catch block. So this is called as exception handling. It's called as exception handling. Exception is a predefined class available with the .NET. Okay, it's one of the .NET libraries. With the help of that, we can handle exception. So this exception is what? Generic exception. In fact, here the exception what you are going to get is divide by 0 exception. You cannot divide any number with a 0. So a number when you are dividing with 0, that's called as 0 divide exception. Okay, so here that kind of exception you are getting whenever you are trying to execute some piece of code. If you suspect there is a possibility of runtime error, you try to put them in the try block. Corresponding to try block, you can put a catch block. In the catch block, what is the exception? You can print. Okay, or you can log. Log means you can write into file, you can write into database. Okay, or simply you can show on the console. In whatever manner you want to log, you can log. So here what I'm doing, I'm trying to write into the console. On the monitor, I would like to show here. So this is called as try. Within the try, you are actually writing code. Okay, due to any reason, if this code is not getting executed properly, if it's getting any error, immediately the control comes to catch block. In the catch block, it can display the message. So here application will not crash when you go with the try catch blocks. Okay, whenever you write code using try catch block, application will not crash. Otherwise, possibilities that application can hang. Okay, so further it does not go ahead. It is going to be stopping there only. It comes to grinding halt. Such things are called as actually exceptions. So to avoid exception, we can use here try catch blocks. With the help of try catch block, we can handle the exceptions. So we are handling here exceptions with the help of the try catch blocks. Okay. Now, next thing is what? In the last session, we have seen about the operators. We have used the arithmetic operators, plus operation, then minus, then multiplication, then division, and one more thing is what here? Percent. So all these operators we have seen. Okay. What we found exactly yesterday, when the two operands are integers, the result is going to be always integer if you use any arithmetic operator. Okay, but if any one of the operands is floating point data, result is going to be floating point data. So whenever you take any expression, if both the operands are integers, in that case, what happens? The result is going to be integer. But if any one operand actually is belonging to like floating type of data, then result can be floating type of data. So A is nothing but operand, B is an operand, and star is an operator here. Similarly, whenever you come here, so here A is an operand, A is an operand, B is an operand, and plus is what here? Operator. Okay, so like this, you use plus, minus, multiplication, division, and remainder. With the help of this, you're trying to perform some arithmetic operations. Okay, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, remainder, you are trying to find using these operators. These are called as arithmetic operations. Okay, we can call them as arithmetic operations. Now, as I told you, you have different types of operators. First thing is what? Arithmetic. The next one is relational. Okay, so relational operators, they establish a relation between the two sides of the expression. Okay, suppose you write here A greater than B. A, you can think it as one expression, B can be another expression. You are comparing A with B here. So if it is A is greater than B, this returns a true value, otherwise that returns a false value. So therefore, relational operators, when you apply them on the operands, they give you here always a true or false value, or in general, they can return here a Boolean value. Okay, a relational operator, if you have within the expression, that is going to be giving you a true value or false value. Suppose A is 10, B is 20. When you go here, A greater than B, in such case, what happens? You get the result as false. A is 10, B is 20. So definitely what happens in such cases? It's going to print this as false. Now let us try to check here. Okay, so here we come to this point, then here print console dot write line. Okay, so here I go with 0 is greater than. Here I go with the 1. Okay, is followed by here I go with the third argument, and here I specify the arguments like A, then comma B, followed by here A greater than B. Okay, A greater than B, I write like this. So what happens in such cases here? You may enter some values for A and B. What happens here? A is greater than B. Suppose you enter A equal to 10, B equal to 20. What happens here? 10 is greater than 20 is false, it prints. If you enter A equal to 10 and B equal to 20. But suppose you enter here A as 20, B as 10. In such case, it prints. In that case, what happens? 20 here is greater than 10 is true, it prints. So like this is going to be giving you a true or false value. In the same manner, here what we do? Okay, we go here and try to print in this manner here. Is less than. Okay, less than 1 is 2. Here we put the less than symbol. Now let us run and see what result we get here. Okay, initially I go with the number 10, enter 10, then I enter here 20. So what result we expect? 10 plus 20, 30, 10 minus 20 is minus 10. Okay, 10 multiplied with 20, how much you get? 200 you get. Okay, when you try to divide 10 with 2, you need to get actually 0.2. Okay, how much you have to get? Sorry, 0 point something like 5 you have to get. Okay, 0.5 you have to get. Then after that, when you try to divide 10 with 20, remainder is going to be 10. After that, we are comparing both 10 with 20. So first one should say 10 is greater than 20 is false. Then 10 is less than 20 is true. It should print for us. See here, what it is saying, 10 plus 20 equal to 30 we get. Okay, then 10 minus 20 is minus 10. 10 multiplied with 20 is 200. 10 divided by 20 is 0.5. 10, when you try to divide with 20, remainder is 0 here, because 20 zeros are 0. Remainder, how much you have? 10 you have. Okay, then after that, what is happening here? 10 is greater than 20 is false. Okay, 10 is less than 20 is true, it is printing like this here. Okay, 10 is greater than 20 is false only, and 10 is less than 20 is true. So like this we use here arithmetic relational operators. So this is the left hand side and this is the right hand side. You are comparing the both sides in that case. You are comparing left hand side with the right hand side. So in such case, what is happening? If A is greater than B, you get a true value, otherwise you get a false value. Similarly, if A is less than B, you get a true value, otherwise you get a false value. So once again, let us see what result you get. Okay, so here, once again, I go with the 10, followed by here 20. The result you see in the last, you can get 10 is greater than 20 is false, and 10 is less than 20 is true. It is printing. Both they are now correct. Okay, 10 is greater than 20 is here, true or false, it's correct. Then 10 is less than 20 is true. So you are getting actually correct result. So therefore, here you are comparing both sides, left side with the right side. To compare them, you are using greater than, and next you are using here less than. So with the help of relational operators, you are comparing terms in both the sides, left hand side, right hand side. So in such case, if the comparison is correct, it returns a true value, otherwise it gives a false value. So this is called as here Boolean, relational operator. Okay, relational operators are like greater than, okay, greater than, less than, you have greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to. So these four are called as relational operators. Okay, they are called as actually relational operators. Often we use relational operators with the, logical operators. Often we use them with the logical operators. So logical operators we use to combine more than one expression into compound expression. You may have 2 or 3 expressions, all of them you can combine and you can create one single expression. So that is called as actually compound expression. To create compound expression, you use here logical AND, logical OR logical NOT. Just one minute. Please. Okay. Okay. So these are called as relational operators. Then we have logical operators. Next one. So using logical operators, we can combine individual expressions into compound expressions. Like here, logical AND. So it is like this. Then logical OR. It is going to be 2 pipe symbols. And next thing is here, logical NOT. So it is actually exclamation. Okay, so these three are called as here logical operators. We have logical AND, logical OR, and one more is here logical NOT. So using a logical AND operator, it's basically if you have any background with electronics, there is a concept called gates, logic gates. See, in the same manner they work here. Okay, suppose you have two inputs. A is one input. Okay, I can put like this. A is one input. B is another input. Now here you have A and B like this. A and B. Suppose A is returning true value. If B is returning true value, then what happens in such cases? A and B is going to be returning a true value for us. Okay, if A is true, then B is false here. Then in such case, what happens? It is going to be returning a false value. Similarly, if A is false and B is actually true here, again, this is going to be returning a false value. Okay. Similarly, if you have A is false and B is also false, in such cases, what happens? It's going to be returning a false value only. That means what here? A is one input, B is another input. When you combine both of them, if both of them are true, the newly formed expression is going to return a true value. Otherwise, it's going to be returning false value. So this is with the AND operation. You assume that A is one expression, B is another expression. When you combine them, what happens in such cases? You get a new expression that is going to be returning a true value. When both the combining expressions are returning true, so newly formed expression can be returning a true value, otherwise false value. So this is here logical AND operation. Now next thing is here logical OR operator. Let us see logical OR operator, how it works. You have A, then you have B here, followed by here. Okay, otherwise you can put here only, we write this as here A or B. Like this you can go A or B. So what is happening in this case here? When A is true, B is true, A and B is returning true here. Okay, here also what happens? This one is also returning here true value. This also returns true value. Now when it comes to this point here, one of them is here what? False. Okay, A is true, but B is false. So therefore, A and B is also returning false value. But A or B is going to be returning here true value for us. Any one of the expressions, combining expressions, if it is true, so newly formed expression can return a true value for us. Okay, either A must be true or B must be true or both can be true. In such case, what happens? This returns a true value. Now, similarly here also what happens? This one is also going to be returning a true value for us. Because here A is false, but B is true. So therefore, it is going to be returning true value. Or meaning is what? Any one of the combining expressions must return a true value. So in the first case, both of them are returning true value. In the second case, A is returning true, B is returning false value. When you go with the third one, what is happening here? A is false, but B is true. So ultimately, A or B is going to be returning here true value. But when all are false, here also it's going to be returning a false value. Okay, when all are false, even here also you have the false value. So this is called as here, this is called as OR operator, logical OR operator. A is one expression, B is another expression. So when you combine them, you write here A and B, and this is here A or B. Okay, so one more is what here, not operator you have. So A, suppose A equal to, you have some value like true. Okay, when you say not A, this is going to be becoming now here false value. Okay, when you go with not A, that is going to be false. A is true. When you write here not A, it is going to be false. That means what? It is negating. True is becoming false and false is going to become true. So like that, it is actually inverting or negating. Okay, so this is called as here not operator. Logical AND operator, logical OR operator. This is what here logical not operator. So it is going to invert the given value. If it is true, it converts into false. If it is false, it converts into true. So now using them, we need to write a program. With the help of that practical usage, now you can find here. We are going to find practical usage. Both arithmetic operators and logical operators, relational operators also, we are going to see the practical application. Let me tell you what practical application is here. Okay, suppose we have a school. Anyone has any question, please? Okay, fine. Okay, fine now. So here, the practical example is going to be, we have a school. You assume like that, we have a school. In the school, exams are conducted. Okay, in the exam, there are different subjects like maths, physics, then chemistry. We have these subjects, maths, physics, and chemistry. Okay, after conducting exam, normally teachers, they award the marks. Okay, so once marks are awarded, we need to give the result. That means whether the student has passed or failed, we need to give the result. So for that, what is the criteria? In every subject, a minimum of 40 marks a student should obtain or student should get. That means in every subject, minimum 40 marks when the candidate gets, in that case, the student is going to pass. Otherwise, student fails. So this is the requirement. So what we have to do, first we need to take input for 3 subjects, math subject, physics subject, chemistry subject. Then we need to here compare marks in every subject. That means in every subject, whether marks are greater than or equal to 40, in such case, what you do, you pass, otherwise you fail. So for that, now we are going to write the program. Using here, like using here arithmetic operators, similarly logical operators, and we use here relational operators. With the help of them, we are going to here write the program. Okay, now let me here start the program. So go to here view, then solution explorer. Here I want to create one more class that is for the result. Okay. Okay. So add followed by here new item. Okay, put here student example. The class name is going to be here student example. Okay, this I want to mark as public because I want to do here some unit testing with this. And here public followed by static, then here void main, then it is here string args. Okay, like this we are going to create here. This is what exactly main method. In this main method, now I need to input, then I have to find the result. Okay, so first I need to input 3 numbers or 3 marks. Then after that we need to here compare the marks in every subject, and with that we should get the result. So let me declare here 3 different variables first. Here go with the int. There is no meaning for negative marks, so therefore we go here with the like u short integer. Even if you go with the byte also, there is no problem, but go with the u short integer. U short followed by here, it is physics. Similarly, here we go with the u short, then write maths, then u short, write this as here chemistry. So u short meaning is what here unsigned short integer. So it can support only 0 and positive numbers. It will not support here any negative number. So we have here 3 variables, physics, maths, and chemistry. And one more thing is here what u short, not u short, followed by here total. We get even total marks. So initially I assume this as 0. Then one more thing here is string str result. This equal to initially I have string dot empty. Okay, you can create a empty string. So using string dot empty, you can create here empty string. We have these variables: physics, maths, chemistry, total, then str result. This is equal to string dot empty. This is the empty string. It's a string, but we don't have any data in that. It's an empty string. I created this as string dot empty. Okay, so using string keyword, you can declare a string value. You are going to assign this as string dot empty. There is no data in that. At this moment, actually, there is no data in the given string object. Okay, we have here 4 variables, numeric variables: physics, maths, chemistry, total, then str result equal to string dot empty. I have like this. Okay, but before doing this, I need to first write a function. With the help of that, I can find whether the I need to write a function to find the result. So here go with the public, then static string, then write here get result. Here write get result. And you need to pass here 3 parameters to this. What are the parameters here? I I can write here subject 1. Here it is int subject 1. Then int here subject 2. Then similarly int here subject 3. Okay, subject 3 I am writing in this manner here. This is called as defining a method here. So instead of going with int, you can go here with the u short. That is going to be better. U short sub 1, then here u short sub 2, and here it is u short subject 3. This is okay. We have here 3 subjects. Now here I declare once again string res equal to here res equal to, it is fail. By default, I assume the candidate is going to fail. This is called as a counter example. Then here I return fail initial. Okay, I have written a test case like this. Sorry, return res I should write. So here initially when I write the function, this whenever you write unit test case, this is going to be failing. This will fail actually. Now to call this method from the test project, you need to use the class name. What is the name of the class here? Student example is the name of the class. Okay, just build here this one, build solution. Then after that, let us come to Solution Explorer once again. Okay, in the test project, right click on this here, go with the add, followed by here project reference. The other project we need to refer here. Once again, see, to test this application, okay, on the top you have total A operations, AO, A operations, program.cs, string manipulation. Another one is what? Student example. Now I want to test actually student example. Okay, so now here, come to this, then try to add the project console app1 in this. Click on this here, then go to add, followed by project reference. Okay, then here you check it, console app1, click on OK. Now that project is available in this. Okay, it is available for us. Now come to here, this particular unit test 1.cs. So by default, automatically it is giving us test 1. Okay, so here what I do, test for result. I'm writing a test case like this. Test for result. This is actually a test case. Then here I go with this u short. Okay, here subject 1, comma subject 2, comma subject 3. Like this, I can write them. Then try to assign some marks here. Subject 1 equal to, you put here 40. Okay, similarly go with the subject 2 equal to 40. Then write here subject 3 equal to 40. So what is our assumption here? In all the subjects, when marks are greater than or equal to 40, one should actually pass in the exam. We have taken these marks here. Now let us try to call that particular method. Okay, so this namespace is what here? Console app test. Above that one, I need to refer the console app1.student example. Here go with the import. Okay, here import. Sorry, not import here. I need to use using keyword. Using followed by here console app1 dot followed console app1 I need to use here. This is the namespace I'm using. Now in this I have a class called student example. I can here call that particular method. So write here string res equal to, I go with the student example dot followed by here get result. Using class name followed by method name, I need to now call here subject 1, comma subject 2, then comma this is here subject 3. Okay, like this, I'm writing it. So next thing is what I need to compare this result. This is what exactly? This is the actual result, but expected result is what in this case? This must be, expected result must be here, pass. Okay, here write string expected. Okay, expected equal to here, this is pass. So what happens now when you call this here? Now you can go with the assert dot followed by here equal, assert dot equal. Here you can go with the expected, just go with the expected. The next thing is here what, res. So what happens in such case? Now you see, we are writing a test case. Okay, so this is the fact. In the case of fact, you cannot pass any parameters here. You need to hard code some values here. Then you are calling this method student example dot get result subject 1 comma subject 2 comma subject 3. So now as per our here this theory, what happens when you get 40 marks in every subject? In such cases, the result must be passed, otherwise the result has to fail. This is test case we have written. So what happens now? See the result in this. Click on this, then try to run the test. Run tests here. The test case is going to be here. It is failing now. Okay, the test case is actually failing here. Why it is failing here? The code was not actually complete. So here is failed here. We expected pass, but this is returning here fail only. Expected is pass, actually is what here, fail. So test case is failing. So initially a test case should fail when you, whenever you, refine the code. In such case, it should be succeeding. Because the method is not complete in this. When you go to student example.cs, this method is not complete here. If you come down here, it's not actually completed. Just I declared a variable string res equal to fail. I am returning that. So this is a method. The method is going to be returning a value. When you define a method, you need to define like this. The scope of the method followed by what type of method is. So if it is actually instance method, you don't require anything here. If it is static method, you use this. Static method requires class name, whereas instance method requires object. First you need to create object, then using that object you can call the method. But this is what it belongs to, class rather than to object. So this is called as your static method. This is going to return here a string value. Method name is what here, get result. Okay, then here you have parameters like subject 1, subject 2 and subject 3. You have 3 marks. Okay, total you have 3 marks. So now what you do here, string res equal to fail, return res. We are not doing any calculation here. We are not comparing anything. Simply what we do here, we are just returning fail always. Now we need to write better code for it. Then here you come. Okay, we come and we try to compare each and everything with the, like now 40 marks. So go with a condition. You can write like this here. Okay, so I'm using here like is pass. Okay, is passed equal to, what I do here, I can compare in this manner, subject 1 greater than or equal to 40. Then similarly, I can go with the logic AND operation, subject 2 greater than or equal to 40. Similarly, I go with ampersand here again, subject 3 greater than or equal to 40. So in such cases, this is going to be returning a true or false value. So here you put bool. Okay, bool is positive equal to, first expression is what here, subject 1 greater than or equal to 40, subject 2 greater than or equal to 40, subject 3 greater than or equal to 40. When in all the subjects you have minimum 40 marks, in such cases, this is going to be returning a true value, otherwise that returns a false value. Okay, but this is what here, res is a string. Res is a string, but is positive exactly what this is a, here this is exactly a Boolean value. So now here I use a ternary operator. With the help of that, I convert. Now I use here a ternary operator that's called as question mark operator. Here write res equal to, again, is passed. I put here is passed I put a question mark here. If it is passing, then you return pass, else you go here and print the fail here. We put fail like this. This is called as a ternary operator. This is the first argument, this is second argument, this is third argument. After first argument, you have a question mark, then it is going to be returning pass value, then you have a colon. If this is false, in such case, what happens? This returns a fail. So at last, we are returning here res. That's what exactly pass or fail we are going to be returning here. So now we have fine-tuned this. When you run same thing now, if you come to test project and when you run that, in that case now you are going to be getting it as passed. The test case is going to be getting passed in such cases. So now come to the test project again, try to run there. So view solution explorer. So come to here unit test 1 and click on this run tests. So this time what happened? They have passed it. So this is what exactly this is passing now in such cases. Test for result is what here? It is succeed completely passed here. You have green color kind of thing. One passed. The test has been actually passed for us in this now. Okay, this time it is passing. But now suppose you put here 1 as 39. What will happen in such cases? That cannot be passed. When one of the marks is 39, in that case that cannot be passed. You are expecting pass, but this is not returning pass value. It is going to return fail value. Now test should be failing in such cases. Okay, run tests you write here. Now this time it's going to be failing for us. Test case is failing here. If you see, it is failing because when in one of the subjects marks 39, result cannot be passed. Result is going to be fail only. So therefore, it is working properly for us. The test case is actually properly working. This is called as writing unit tests. You need to write unit test, then you have to test it. Okay, so this is, your hard coding values with that you are testing it. Okay, you have a concept called theory. With the help of theory, you can input so much data. It's called an inline data. Even you can do that. So for that purpose, we use actually another mechanism. So here, what we do, I can come to this here, then I want to define this time a instance method. Go with this public followed by here. This is bool. Okay, I write this as is passed. Is passed I take here, then I'm going to use these three data. Okay, these three data I'm going to use here. Then here in such cases, I should be returning a value. So what I do here, I can return simply like this. Okay, this one, same thing I can take and I can just put here. Return this value. What happens here? This is nothing but a compound expression. Okay, you are combining first expression with the second, second with the third, you get actually compound expression. When combining expressions are returning true value, the whole expression returns a true value. If any one of them is returning false value, the whole expression is going to be returning false value. So I'm just returning either a true value or pass value. So I have written a method. This is the instance method. This is static method and this is the instance method. See here, this is the instance method. Whereas this one is what here? A static method. In the case of static method, in the unit test, what I'm using here class name. Okay, I'm using class name. But when you go with the instance method, in such case, you need to create an object of it, then you have to use that. Come to unit test now here. So instead of going with the fact, this time I go here with the theory. Okay, I can write here theory. Then here, write inline. Okay, inline data. And here you need to pass some data. The data can be like 20, then 99, 99. I can put like this. Okay, second set of data can be inline. Here again, here it is 99, then 99, 88, then 77. Like this, I'm taking data. One more I can take here, inline data. Okay, here followed by just 1, then 6 and 7. So like this, I'm taking different data. Based on that, I'm trying to test it. Okay, then here write the second test case. Here write public void. Here write test for result. So name is going to be what here? Test for result. Okay, test for result 1. Here now you need to pass the here variables. Write this as u short. Okay, subject 1. Then go over here u short subject 2. Then similarly here u short. Here it is subject 3. We take here total 3 subjects. Then we give here string actual. Okay, string here actual value. So we have to pass them. So what you require here, one more you need to pass in this case. Here when it is 20, 99, 99, this should be what exactly? Fail. You give here fail. Now when it is 99, 88, 77, this has to be pass. Or else instead of saying pass, fail, you write this as here false. And here this is what this can be instead of string, you go here with the bool. Okay, and here you write this as true value. Okay, here this is now false again. This value is also going to be false. Like this, we are passing data. Then we try to compare here. Okay, sorry, this is not actual, expected. It's expected. Then write here bool actual equal to, but before that, I should create the object. Okay, so suppose you go here with the student example. Okay, when you type here student example dot, when you say you get only get result, you are not getting actually is passed in this case, because that is the instance method. In the case of instance method, first you need to create object, then you have to use. But for a static method, you can use class name, then you can call the method name. Between the class name and method name, you can use the dot. So here now create student example. Write here object e equal to, here write new student example. Like this, we create the object. We are going to create here an object called object e. Okay, then here do in this manner bool actual equal to write object e dot, then here is passed. Now you need to pass the subjects here. Whatever subjects you have, you need to write here. Write in this case subject 1, comma, then subject 2, comma, subject 3. 3 subjects we are passing in this case. We are getting this particular result. Okay, now here go with the assert. Okay, we go here with assert dot true. Okay, so assert dot true, what we say in this case? Okay, assert dot true. We write here, then followed by with the actual we give. Condition we need to write here assert dot true, then write here expected equal to actual. Okay, like this we are going to be writing it. So what happens in such cases? Now we can take. We are passing here 3 different set of data. First one is the 20, 99, 99 and false. So when in one of the subjects marks are less than 40, then in such case what happens? That is going to be here false. It is 20, 99, 99, but result is going to be, you are going to get false value only, because this cannot be true. But when you go with the 99, 88, 77, this is going to be true, because it is passed, is passed a variable, what type of data, that is Boolean type of data. So therefore, here this is going to be returning a true value. And now in this also false. When you run this test case, now you should get the expected result. We are asserting it true, expected equal to actual. Okay, here expected value is going to be actual value. Now just run this here and see what result we get. One is pass. So here if you come to here 3 times cases you have, all of they are actually getting succeeded. Okay, all of they are actually getting succeeded in this. Okay, so if you see here what subject 1 mark, subject 2 6 marks, subject 3 7 marks, expected fail, false, it's false only. Okay, whenever you go here, subject 120, subject 299, subject 399, expected is false, it's false only. When you go here, subject 1 less 99, subject 288, subject 377, expected is true here, so it is true. So like this, all these are running properly, but some cases are failing here. So where it's failing, you can see here. So here in this case, it is failing. Okay, why it is failing? If you come to the code and see, you can find it. Here, what is happening? Okay, so here this has to basically pass for us. Once again, try to run this here, see the result. Now if you see here, all the things are passed here. You can see here, all are getting passed. Okay, so here this is getting passed. Similarly, okay. Test for result, and second thing is what here, test for result 1. So this is now getting successfully executed. So now test case are succeeding. This now you can apply in your application. So first you need to write the function or method, then you have to unit test them. If they are working successfully, you have to use in your application. So this is your application name is what? Student example.cs file. And this must be made as actually starting point of the application. Go to project, in the console app1.properties. You need to specify this as a startup object. Okay, go here and make this as actually startup object. Let us go to project. So here it is, startup object is for us student example. This is going to be the starting point of the application. Now here come to this one. In the main method, we have declared 3 variables: physics, maths, chemistry, total. Instead of we enter manually, we can even generate randomly. Okay, we can generate random values. So for that, we have a random class. Here go with the random object R&D equal to here new random. You can create here a random object. So what object this is? Object R&D is now, it's a random object. Okay, so with the help of that, you can get actually random values here. Random values we can get. Now go with the physics and try to pick the random value for this. Physics equal to, here go with the object R&D, then dot followed by here. Next value we can get, this is going to be integer value. It is next. Then here we can give a value, you can give some starting value and ending value. So minimum is going to be 0 and maximum value is going to be 101. We give like this. Okay, but this is going to give error for us because physics is what here short type of variable, and this is what it's integer type of data. So therefore here you typecast it. Write it as UINT, sorry, U short. Write it as here U short. With the help of that, we can actually typecast it. That means we are forcefully converting a integer to short integer. Okay, this is called as coercion, and it is called as, narrowing conversion. From higher type to lower type, we are converting. This concept is called as here narrowing conversion. Okay, this is narrowing conversion. We are converting higher type to lower type here. Integer is bigger type because that requires 4 bytes, whereas short integer requires only 2 bytes. So whatever data you have in the integer, now you are converting into short. So therefore, this is called as here narrowing conversion. We are converting into lower type of data. We know the hierarchy like byte data you had, short data, then integer, int, and next one is what long type of data. We are converting from integer to short integer here. Short integer requires only 2 bytes, whereas integer requires 4 bytes. You are trying to put 4 bytes data in the 2 bytes. So some of the data you may lose in that case. In this case, there is no possibility because you are picking a number between 0 and 101. So that means what? You can get any value between 0 and 100. 101 is not inclusive, it is exclusive. So 101 up to 101 it can pick. It cannot pick actually 101. So you can get a random number here between 0 and here 101. So this is called as here narrowing conversion. We call this as narrowing conversion. Narrowing conversion means what here? Higher type to lower type when you convert, it is called as narrowing conversion. Okay, we call this as here narrowing conversion. This is for the physics. In the same manner, we require for here maths as well. So here we write maths equal to. Okay, in the same manner, we go with the chemistry as well. Okay, this we put as chemistry here. Okay, now you can get actually total in this. You can find even the total equal to what we write here. We are going to write this as here physics plus maths plus, okay, sorry, not main, maths plus chemistry. So we add those numbers and we are going to keep them in the total. So why it is giving error here? If you go with the total, physics, maths and chemistry. Okay, total is what type of data for us? Total is U short, this is 0. Why this is giving error for us? Where we have integer type of data here? Nowhere we have integer type of data. Do we have anywhere integer type of data? So this physics is what? U short. Okay. And this is also going to be here U short and this is also U short. 0 is what type of data? It is int type of data. So here also what you do, we convert this into U short. But still this is giving error for us. Okay, in such case, what we do, we can make like actually like this, we group them together, and before this we try to put here U short. In such case, now we don't have any problem. We are adding physics, math and chemistry. Then whatever result we get, we are converting into U short and assigning to total in this. This is called as here typecasting, or this is called as here narrowing conversion. From higher type to lower type, when you convert, that concept is called as narrowing conversion. Sometimes forcefully you convert higher type to lower type using this concept here, this mechanism. So in the normal brackets, if you put the data type which is lower type, automatically this data will be converted to here lower type. So this is coercion, or we say typecasting. Forcefully we are converting higher type to lower type, and this concept is called as here narrowing conversion. We call this as here narrowing conversion. Okay, You're getting total. Physics plus maths plus chemistry, you are getting total here. This is fine, you are getting total. Okay, now we need to get the result here. You to get the result. So we have taken STR result. Now take here STR result equal to, what you do, you can go with the method name now. What is the method name? Get result is the name of the method. Put get result here. Then here, go with the marks. What are the marks we have here? One is what? Physics. Okay. So in what order we have taken? Subject 1, subject 2, subject 3. It can be any order, no issue. Okay, here go with the physics. Okay, then here it is maths. Then other one is here chemistry. Okay, like this we are taking and we are trying to find the result here. STR result is going to be result. Okay, instead of actually going with console.writeline, sometimes even you can save in the file. If you want to save into file, in the file also this can be saved. Okay, you can save even in the file. For that purpose, first of all, we need to get the result like this. So first put in the string here. String str fmt text means formatted text equal to, here write string dot format. There is a method called format. With the help of that you can format and you can assign to variable here. So here go with this 0. Okay. Here write physics equal to 0. Okay, then write here maths equal to, write this as here 1. Then write and chemistry equal to, write this as 2 here. Result is, here we go with this, then put the 3. Then after that, try to here pass the arguments. First one you have to take as here, like physics marks. For second one, this has to be maths. The next one is actually here chemistry. Then after that, you have here STR result. Like this we take and we try to here first assign to some variable. Then that you can print here. One thing what you can do, console.writeline. Okay, you can print here str fmt text. You can put like this here and see the result. Earlier what we are doing, we are writing console.writeline. Instead of that, what we do, we are putting everything into a string variable. That string variable we are going to print at one time only. Okay, even if you want to move them into different lines here, okay, you can put in this manner /n, and here what you can do is like marks in, go with the /n. Okay, and here, and instead of having and here, you can have a /n here. Okay, then here again /n you have result is like this, you can print now. Okay, we are passing them. Ultimately, what result we get now, let us see here in this. It says marks in physics equal 90, math equal to 1, chemistry equal to 49, result is fail here. Okay, so it is picking only one value for the mathematics because we are picking here randomly the values. Again, if you go here, this time also it's fail here. Physics 23, math 75, chemistry 81 you have. Again, if you try here, again let us try to do here this one. So this time physics 10 marks, math 16 marks, chemistry 18 marks we got. This time also it's failing here. Once again let us try here and see the result. This time also we are getting fail. Okay, so again we try here. even this time we are getting fail because first subject 18, but maths and chemistry, we got good marks in that. Again, you try here, but still you are getting fail only because in the physics 10 and in the chemistry you get 20. Okay, so this is what random numbers we are picking in that case. Every time some number actually smaller number we are getting in that. Okay, some point of time we may succeed in that, or maybe you may be getting all more than 40 marks, but that is actually very rare. Okay, very rare the possibility you have here. Now this time we got pass, physics 50 marks, maths 91 marks, chemistry 45 marks. Result is what here exactly, it's pass. So like this, what we are doing, we are actually using here the logical operators. Okay, similarly, we are using relational operators. With the help of that, we are finding given result here, whether it is pass or fail. And also I am using here a question mark operator. This is called as ternary operator. So first we have an expression. If this is returning a true value, it returns pass value. Otherwise, this returns a fail value. When you want to assign some value to variable conditionally, in such case, you can use the ternary operator. So if E is positive is returning true value, you have rest equal to pass, otherwise rest equal to fail. At the end, it is returning here rest value. Okay, so like this, we have written the code, and this method is what here static method. Get result is a static method, and main method is also nothing but static method. A static method can call directly other static method. A static method cannot call directly the other instance method. You take here, this is instance method. We don't use any keyword. To use this one, you need to create the object, program object, then you can use. But if you don't want to create any object, then in such case, you can use the get result. With the help of that, we can get the results. Just 1 minute. Hello. Okay, so what is happening now? In this case, here we are getting the result. Ultimately, we are printing the result in this. So this is what exactly combination of both logical and relational operators. Here, these are logical operators and these are here relational operators. Okay, you try to, modify this piece of code. You write another function, but in that case, try to use here OR operator. Rather than using here AND operator, you can use their OR operator. With the help of that, try to get the result. So here I am using AND operator. Instead of using AND operator, you can go with the OR operator also. So how we do OR operator here? See. One more static method I am declaring. This is called as a method. Okay, a method signature is something like this. You should have a method name. This should be returning a value, and what type of method that is, whether it belongs to class or whether it belongs to object. When it's static, that means it belongs to class. When you miss the static, that is called as actually instance method, so that belongs to object. Then followed by here set of parameters. It can have 0 parameter or it can be having more than 1 parameter. Okay, and this is what here return type of data. So here write get result for student. Like this we write here. So this time what I do, if subject 1 is less than 40 or subject 2 less than 40 or here I should go with the or. If subject 3 less than 40, in such cases, what happens here? This can be true value or false value. Okay, get result for student in this now. Okay, so what happens here? When you go with this, bool is positive equal to subject 1 less than 40 or subject 2 less than 40 or subject 3 less than 40. Okay, so if it is positive equal to true, then in that case, this must be failed here. Instead of here is, sorry, I can write this as here is failed. Okay, is failed. So here I can go in this manner. Then this is exactly what fail, and the other one is here pass. Like this, I am going to be using in this example here. Get result for student. Okay, this is another method I have written. Here in this case, I am using the OR operator. Rather than using here AND operator, I use here OR operator. So what happens in such cases? In any one subject, if the marks are less than 40, in such case, what it is fail. When in all the subjects marks are greater than or equal to 40, it is going to be pass. This is the condition I am using, and with the help of this, I am trying to find the result. Okay, the condition is what here? I am using here OR operator. In any one subject, if marks are less than 40, is failed equal to true, that is. Okay, if is failed is true, that means what? It's fail, otherwise it's pass. So now here we go to the main method, and in this main method, we try to get the result. Okay, here instead of going with this now, str result equal to, again I use here get result for student, followed by I can give the marks like physics, maths, and chemistry. Now see what result we get. Same kind of result we have to get with both of them. I'm commenting that, then I try to see here the required result. So what is happening here? 65, 54, 14, this result is failed. In the same manner, I can go here, then this time it is pass. In the physics, 74 marks, in maths, 89 marks, in the chemistry, 83 marks. This is pass here. So therefore, either you can use this one or you can use this one. Both of them are working in the same way. But I'm using here logical OR operator, and here I'm using logical AND operator. This is the difference. So depending on situation, either you can use AND operator or you can use OR operator. Okay, so here with the help of this, we formed here a compound expression in which we have three expressions. So using relational operator, we are comparing. In any one subject, if marks are less than 40, this is failed becomes true. Okay, if is failed is true, that means what? The result is fail, otherwise result is pass. Like this, using ternary operator, I am calculating and printing this one. Okay, so this is the example today with the like how to generate a random number. We could even generate a random number here. A random number is getting generated between 0 and 100. Okay, and we are using here U short integers, unsigned short integers, which are 2 bytes, and we have understood what is narrowing conversion. Similarly, what is typecasting also we understood, how we are forcefully converting it. Okay, then we have used here the ternary operator. Similarly, we have used here logical as well as relational operators.